Sirs, what do you think of Luke Bast coming in last week and having a long layoff?
Yeah, it was really good. He gave us some solid minutes. He was dependable. He played with confidence. And that's always tough. A guy that hasn't played got the reps in games early in a season here, and just had a couple of weeks of practice under his belt. So, yeah, he came in and was really solid and gave us some good minutes.
What sort of things does he do to help the team? I mean, he played a lot down the stretch last year for you guys.
Well, I think he's dependable in that his puck touches, making a good first pass outlet to an outlet, I should say. His energy. He's a vocal player on the ice, and it's easier to play the game when you're vocal and you're talking to your teammates and I think his enthusiasm too. Like he loves the game and he competes at a high level. He's got a high compete level, and just to have a guy, an experienced guy. And I always go back to saying playing 3 years of junior helps with that, being in those battles, and when you get into these tough games, having a guy that has that experience is a big deal.
Ethan Frisch, is there any chance he could play this week?
No, he will be unavailable.
Ports,
Available.
Johnson, Greg Johnson.
Available. Yep.
What do you guys say about your 5-on-5 play stepping up this weekend?
Yeah, no, it was, again, like I said, I think we've taken a step in that regard. As far as scoring goals, obviously we've taken a step in that regard. As far as, giving up goals, I think we've kind of clamped down a little bit. We still have a ways to go on that to try to keep getting better at that. I kind of go in the analytical side of it as, in a 60-minute game, we're giving up 24 shots a game, and that's, I think top 10 in the country. And again, I think it's the quality of shot now is trying to drill home on that side of it of those looks in the slot area of tightening up in that area. So our 5-on-5 play has been much improved here offensively, and it's taken a step defensively as well.
What do you guys say just about the series with St. Cloud? It always seems like it's close with you guys.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's every year, whether it's in their barn or here at the Ralph, they're tight games. They're fast paced. They're physical. They're a situation where a lot happens. There's not a lot of time and space out there, and there's good offensive players on both teams, and specialty teams are going to be a big deal. Going into the Olympic ice surface, and knowing that we got to make sure that we're disciplined, but also on our penalty kill, knowing that we got to make sure we play as a 4-man group out there and tight. There's not a lot of lanes or seams to be open for a good power play that they have. And on our power play, we got to keep taking a step. I think on our power play, we've got to get back to kind of what we do as far as the shots, the retrievals, kind of the looks that we want. But again, on the other side of it too, they lead the nation in shorthanded goals. They've got 5 of them, and we can't be feeding them momentum off of our power play of giving them those looks.
How big are the next 4 games for you?
Well, again, we were here last week, talking about, how big are the next 6 games for you. And, again, my comment to you is the biggest game is Friday night. We have 4 games left. We all know that. They're all on the road. But our biggest game is Friday night in St. Cloud, and just trying to take care of business that way. I thought we did a good job of going on the road into Bemidji and getting a tie out of there. Obviously wanted to win, but then coming home and getting the win here. So, again, like I said, 4 games, but the biggest one is Friday, and we're going to concentrate on that one.
Brad, one thing with St. Cloud, they're like Minnesota used to be. They get one, watch out, because they may get another one. They ride momentum.
Yeah, they
How
absolutely.
do you stem that?
Well, the next shift, right? When we always try to do that, whether we score a goal or whether they score a goal, you want to keep that momentum. And I know in that barn there, if they start feeling it early, they love to keep coming. And I think that's going to be a mentality as far as making sure that that next shift is going to be a big one, or the next 2, the next 3, and just kind of keep stacking those shifts. And like I said, I think it's one of those things where you got to identify that early and make sure you're ready, not give up that first goal. We want to score that first goal.